All right, welcome back. And we're going to be doing some more grooves here. And again, these are excerpts from my book DVD, Hands, Grooves, and Fills. And what we're going to do now is we're going to color the groove with some ghost notes. Okay? So what we're going to do is start out with a track that's very similar to what we did in the first lesson with the bass drum. And what we want to do is lock that bass drum into the bass line so that you have that working foundation. And we're going to see what that structure of the groove sounds like with just the kick drum, eighth notes on the hi-hat, 2 and 4 on the snare. Then I'm going to show you how we're going to color it with ghost notes. Okay, so let's play the foundation of the track so you can hear what it sounds like first. Here we go. Okay, so that's the foundation of that groove. So now let's add some color to the beat, some ghost notes. And what ghost notes are meant to be played really, really soft, and they're dropped in around the bass drum pattern. You can play them in a multitude of fashions, and I do demonstrate a lot of them on the DVD and book. But what I will say is, when you play in the ghost notes, they're very soft bounces. So ghost notes, or grace notes also as they're called, are not really meant to be played like this. So you have to have a differential in height. Accents would be up here, ghost notes would be down here. So what I'm creating is a whip motion and then a drop motion. So now, here's how that groove would be played with ghost notes. Sounds like this. Ready? I'm just going to demonstrate this. So as you can see, I'm filling in some of those 16th notes with the snare drum really soft and dropping them in around the primary groove of the kick and the snare. Okay? So what I'll do is play along to this track, and the first time through I'm going to play just eighth notes and snare and kick, foundation, and then I'm going to start to sneak those grace notes and ghost notes in there, okay? And I'm also going to go to the ride and do the same thing. I'm going to do all those variations that I did and drop the same ghost notes in, okay? Here we go. Okay, so you heard the framework groove, and then you heard the ghost notes sliding in. What I want to do is go to the ride symbol on the and on the bell with the ghost notes and demonstrate that a little slower so you can see how that goes. We're going to do that without the track. Okay, so here we go with that. Okay, so there you have that one particular ghosting pattern. There's many different ways you can ghost. So what I'm going to do now is give a Stick Library exclusive right here just for you. And I'm going to play a couple other variations to show you how ghosting really enhances a groove. So I'm just going to play a little bit. I'm going to demonstrate a few different grooves without ghost notes, and then I'm going to fill it in so you can see how that works. Okay, here we go. Okay, there you go. So I think at the beginning you heard a little bit of a theme on how to drop those ghost notes in the middle. And then we elaborated on that a little bit. So now let me break that down and show you how I did some of those passages a little bit slower. Here we go. We have what I call the diddle in the middle. Sounds like this. Okay, the next one we have is a pretty busy one, and I first heard the great Clyde Stubblefield from the James Brown Band do this type of beat. And that's a really quick 16th note right before the accent on the snare. The notes would be a 2, a 4, a 2, a 4. It would sound like this. Do it slow. Now, once you speed that up a little bit, you can take that and go a little bit faster, and now you have the foundations of drum and bass. okay, which is the old R&B songs sampled in some of the fatback beats, which actually, I need to demonstrate that for you, a fatback beat. This is another groove that's a historical groove that's very important to learn. The song Cold Sweat by James Brown, with the great Clyde Stubblefield on the drums, utilized this beat, but it wasn't the first time that this beat was used on a record. This is a real popular beat in the 70s, and if you couldn't play this beat, you couldn't be in a band, because this beat was very prevalent. And again, the foundation of this beat became drum and bass. So I'm going to play a fatback beat for you. It sounds like this. It's prevalent, and it's the and of 4 accent on the snare. So that little and of 4 is the fatback. So if somebody says play a fatback beat, that's what you're going to play. You can notice the ghost notes and where that happened, okay? Nice and soft. So now you take that, speed that up, and you take that accent of 4, move it around a little bit. It does become the foundation of some cool drum and bass type of things like this. Okay, so you may have heard that type of thing happening. Well, that comes from the roots of R&B drumming. The ghost notes, really essential, keeping them nice and soft, whipping those accents, and dropping them down. So those couple examples, the fatback beat and the diddle in the middle, and some of those ones that I just gave you should be the foundation of your ghost note grooves. Okay, so I hope that helped you out. I'll see you next time.